Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 1 Million by 1 Million Strategy Roundtable for Entrepreneurs. And this is a public roundtable, so anyone from anywhere is welcome. If you want to tweet and ask people to come on in, please do. We are completely open for these sessions. Now, 1 Million by 1 Million, as most of you know by now, is a global virtual incubator. It is the only global virtual incubator, actually, with a mission to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million in annual revenue and beyond, build $1 trillion in global GDP and 10 million jobs. You know, the media right now is rife with discussions about inequality and how the middle of the pyramid is getting squeezed, and it's becoming really a fortune at the tip of the pyramid system. And that is precisely what I started 1M1M to address, is to, you know, make the middle of the pyramid more interesting and more, you know, successful, so that can pull a lot more people up, and some of the people we create in this middle of the pyramid will go on to higher rungs of the pyramid. But, you know, there's a very simple observation that I'm surprised that I have to make this observation, is that you cannot build $1 billion company without first building $1 million company. So we are focused on that 0 to 1 million phase, although we do have companies in the program right now who have been with us for a little while and have crossed into the higher levels of revenue. So we have companies doing 3 million, 5 million already, and some of them have raised quite a bit of venture capital. And a lot of people are self-financing their ventures as well. So it's really nice to see that now that we've been doing this for 3 years, there is, you know, there's real results coming out of the program. That's very rewarding for us. This is our 203rd free public roundtable. So you can imagine we've been doing this for a long, long time. And we've had the opportunity and the privilege to talk to many, many, many of you and learn about what you're facing, what kinds of issues you're dealing with. So today we have a very seasoned understanding and approach to how to advise you and how to steer you in the right direction. So this is a working session. We're going to work with a group of entrepreneurs. The event is being recorded. The recording will be available on our YouTube channel as well as on our blog. But do remember, this is a public session. Please do not come back to us later on and say that, oh, I didn't realize the recording is going to be published. We do get that from time to time. So if you are live tweeting the show, by the way, please use hashtag 1M1M, and you're very welcome to do that. Our Twitter handles are at 1M by 1M, and my personal one is at Sramana. You're welcome to follow those, and we push a lot of great content through our Twitter channel, so please feel free to use them. We also have a very interesting YouTube channel where you'll find recordings of all these various roundtables for, you know, for a long, long time. And they're a great way to, you know, kind of simmer in the entrepreneurship world, listening to other entrepreneurs and learning from their case studies. So every time we work with a set of entrepreneurs and basically strategize on their businesses. It's a very good training to simmer in that content, and that's all available on our YouTube channel. So we're going to work with 4 people, I believe, with slide presentations first, and then I'm going to open up the call for anyone who wants to call in, and I'll put these instructions back up again later on in the program. So for the moment, just remember that there will be a call-in time, and I'll just put up the numbers and everything later on. We're going to start with Rahul Deshpande from Pune, India. Rahul, if you could unmute your line and tell us what eTosh is doing, that would be great.
Great. Thank you very much, Sramana, and very good morning to you, and good afternoon and good evening to all the other entrepreneurs who are on the call. Really appreciate the opportunity that is given to me, and so I'd like to pitch about what eTosh is all about and what we have been doing for the last couple of years since we started, and how, you know, what are some of the next steps. So Ethos was started as main premise of enabling manufacturing companies, product manufacturing companies, communicate mostly technical product information effectively using visual and digital media. So that is basically the purpose that started with. It was started by myself and my partner Jitendra. We both have about 20 plus years of experience. Both have spent about 13 plus years in US. I spent about 11 years at SAP in sales and sales job, traveling all over the world. And Jitendra comes with a Cisco background. So we started this company back in December 2011. The website and other information is of course available there. Our business, as I earlier said, is engineering visual content development services and complementary software solution. That is our main business, and our market at this point is engineered product manufacturers. So maybe we can go to the next slide, Sramana. So what do we offer? So Tosh offers visual content development services that help manufacturers of engineering products bring better clarity to information that results in accelerated skill development, improved productivity, and active marketing of products. Okay, so today
primarily assisting with developing sales tools and marketing tools?
Absolutely. So it could be a sales and marketing tool, it could be a training tool, or it could be a completely different concept we have brought to the table where we transform a paper manual. Let's say today you purchase a washing machine from Sears and you get a printed manual along with it, right? And hardly anybody reads that manual. So what we are doing is that we are transforming the printed paper manual into a digital visual manual per se that could be used by anybody. Today we live in a touchpad, touch world, and even a 3-year-old kid understands the visual aspects of it and can really maneuver and get the information that they are looking for through those interfaces, the newer interfaces that are created. So we are into the same kind of concept, but we are focused primarily on the engineering part of it. Just one example I want to give here, and this is some of this is a factual information, and based on the factual information, we have extrapolated some of the information. So today, more than 100 million products manufactured and sold every year across the globe. There are actually more than 200, but we took a conservative number. Approximately 3 times the number of paper assets. We talk about owner's manuals, we talk about service manuals, we talk about brochures, we talk about leaflets, we talk about catalogs, and so on and so forth, that get produced and printed to support life cycle of these parts, whether it is a selling of the product, whether it is a supporting, servicing, or operating of the product. If we assume 20 pages per asset, so there are close to 9 billion papers that get printed, and a cost of each paper is approximately 10 cents for printing, manufacturing, and handling. Close to $1 billion are spent on this most ineffective and unused communication channel ever. So that we thought as a bigger problem. If you go to the next one, Sramana. So we looked at just the sheer number that is getting produced, which is not being effective. We also look at the effect of these printed manuals and the papers that are getting printed to, of course, the environment and the global warming and other things. To produce 450 million product assets, there are about 18 million trees that get cut across the year, and 900 million liters of water get used, which is equivalent to, as you can see, the number of trees are equivalent to twice the number of trees that are in New York City. And if we can save even the 10% of any of these factors, we could serve. We can not only save our help reduce the global warming, but also can serve water many households. So if we can go to the next slide. So what is the value proposition for a company, for a business? Of course, the global warming, not cutting trees, and all these things are good. But really, we focused on the area. We focused on the training. We focused on the, as we say, product manual, which is really a servicing, maintenance, and operations area. And then we focused on the sales and marketing, as you earlier said, right? These are created for the in organization, in product life cycles, from engineers to factory workers to technicians to operators to sales and marketing team. Everybody requires this kind of information. So what we do is that we actually take the CAD data out of the CAD system where all these 3D models are being created of these products. And then from this CAD data, we create animated, interactive, visual extension of it, which tells the story how to assemble a product, how to operate a product, how to maintain a product, how to market a product. So that gives the end user a greater clarity of the information, improves the productivity and the quality of a service. It reduces the training time and cost and accelerates the skill development. And of course, more importantly, it removes any language barriers. Means we have customers for whom we have just developed visuals, animated visuals, and no voiceover, no audio on top of it. And these manuals, the transform manuals of printed manuals, are being sent to Nigeria, Ethiopia, Indonesia, China, and all over India. So we are seeing the impact, the effect of these things. So there is a big value proposition for our customers where they can reduce the cost of support, reduce the cost of services, improve the sales cycle, marketing of the products, as well as improve the skills of employees.
Rahul, I have a question for you. What is your primary use case of the training, product manual, product marketing? Which is the most prevalent use case in your customer base?
Right now, the most prevalent is our product manuals, transformation of printed and paper manuals to visual and digital manuals. And you see here, that is the one service that we started back in April 2012. Of course, we started the company in December. It took us 3-4 months to put together the team and other kinds of things. And we have a number of customers leveraging our digital manual service. Then the digital learning service where we are developing learning modules for assembling of a product for a factory or a shop floor or other kinds of things. And of course, the digital marketing service, which again leverages the same ad data, is started some back in July, August of 2013. We're getting more customers on it, but these are a one-time and two-time activities versus product manuals is a continuous activity, and it is more transformational compared to other two activities that we do.
Okay. And the clients that you have on the screen right now, are they mostly Indian clients? No, actually you have Philips in there. But they're Indian, you're working with the Indian versions of the Indian arms of the multinationals, yes?
Yes, that is true. So Philips Philips is of course a Dutch company who just recently became our customers. Andres Hauser, which is a German company, became the customer. If you see Mitra, which is a global $12 billion company, they are leveraging our services. Crompton Gibbs is almost $4 billion company. Premium Transition, which is more than $1 billion company who has their subsidiary called Premium Stephens out of Germany. They're leveraging our services. So we have companies which are multinationals. Kirloskar is a multinational brand as well. But for last 2 years, we started in December, and so far we have stayed in India, focusing on Indian market and getting ourselves ready for the international market. And I'm coming to US next month for business development.
So what is your revenue level out of these clients, and what is the size of average deal size from these clients?
Average deal size, looking at the Indian customers and the concept that we're going with, is somewhere around 5 to 6 lakhs per customer. So if I have to give it for my other friends who are there on the call, it's somewhere around $10,000 to $12,000 per order. Now I'm getting multiple orders. In India, I don't have a contract. Let's say, for example, with Crompton Greaves, who've been my first customer, I don't have contract with the Crompton Greaves to completely digitalize their 2,000 products. We are working through one, and we are getting those orders one by one. You get my point?
Yeah. So you have to sell every single order, even if it's with the same company, you have to sell every project separately.
Yeah, the purchase order gets created separately. Now the selling per se isn't happening that much, because once the one product gets completed, second one comes in the pipeline, the third one in the pipeline. So it continues. But I don't have a multi-year contract to say we'll do all of your products.
That's fine, but for instance, from one of your clients, in the course of 1 year, how much revenue do you make?
So from Crompton Greaves, we would end up making somewhere around 30 lakhs in a year.
About $50,000-$60,000.
Somewhere around $60,000. The potential from just alone that client who manufactures close to 1,000 plus products is more than $250,000 in a span of 1.5 to 2 years.
Okay. All right. I understand your business.
Yeah. Okay. So again, I don't have to go over, about the size of visual and digital communication. Couple of points I want to mention here on the previous slide is when we looked at this, and we also researched, the YouTube penetration, and it is definitely growing. We actually looked at number of manufacturing companies who are using YouTube, and you name like Siemens and ABBs and GEs. They're effectively using YouTube as a communication channel and publishing videos and other kinds of things. So we see that as a trend, and it is a growing trend. Every month we see more and more videos are getting added from multinational companies. So that is one, indicator that helped us decide our market size. Of course, we decided our factual market size based on the earlier data that we put together, which is a $900 million market size that spends on publishing technical information through printed material every year. And then, of course, the 500 million comes through studying the YouTube and the usage of YouTube by manufacturing companies. There are some extrapolation in this.
What is your current revenue level?
So by end of this year, this fiscal year, which is going to be in March 2014, is somewhere around between $100,000 to $110,000.
Okay. All right.
So we are as you know, given the India and Indian market, we are running into a small numbers, but that is given the concept that we are trying to implement and what we're trying to build. I think we are doing okay. We are not profitable yet, but that's right now the plan is. So go-to-market strategy. Last 2 years we spent on building the brand, building the revenue stream. We focused on building the solutions, getting the concepts adopted and accepted in the market, and we did pretty well. We wanted to work with multinational manufacturers, and I think we did pretty well on that part as well. Coming into 2014 and going forward, we want to now aggressively focus on market development, business development activities, and that's where we are now expanding from India into US. This will continue into 2015. This year probably will still go direct. Our revenue model is still direct, and we might go direct. We might look for 1 or 2 partners in this area, but not clear about it, because we do need to find the right kind of partner who is not going to turn into a competitor later on. So we'll be very selective about who is going to be our channel partner, and this will continue into the next year. The revenue stream, if you see the breakdown, it is 80% coming from these engagements. We are getting some small annual maintenance contracts. We are developing our own product content, which eventually we will license it to the customers, and then of course the consulting training part of it. If you look at competition, I think the expertise that we have gathered together under one roof gives us an edge over the others. This is a combination of tools and combination of expertise that require us to create this thing. So that helped us in staying ahead of the competition, keeping our costs down, keeping us very fast in our delivery, and so on and so forth. IT services is a major competitor we see, but only if they get their act together and get away from some of the IT services that are more lucrative than what we do today. Again, as I said, this does require a different kind of tool set. You do require an engineer, and you require a multimedia expert, a media kind of a person, a digital artist, and a technology. We have developed our own technology or solution software that helps us accelerate some of the development. Eventually, it will help us communicate this information. And I have a last slide on what we are doing in terms of communication of the information. This case study is about Crompton Greaves. Today, they have stopped printing unless it is absolutely necessary about 10 of their products. So they are only delivering through DVD. The plan is to put the entire material, the entire content online, where they could actually deliver this information online, and the customers, their dealers, their technicians would come and fetch that information online. They are seeing the support calls that we did a little bit of survey with them, and they feel that it's somewhere down to by 20 to 30%. Faster skill development, I'll give you one example here. They were able to train the new engineers in a couple of days using our training material, versus it would take them months to understand the complex electrical equipments that they make. So that, we are seeing the tremendous improvement in terms of skill development. So this is the case study that we have done. We are working with them to actually put their name and publish it. This is the last slide where we are working. We are a content development company. Many times customers ask us, I want to put this online. We want to communicate this information through online medium. So we are actually developing a cloud-based application that would allow our customers, manufacturers to publish the digital and visual manuals that we produce through this online platform, and people would fetch this information. The end users like ourselves, even if we are using a washing machine, would fetch this information on our tablets, phones, and laptops through this cloud platform for any product or anything that we want to do. We are somewhere. Go ahead.
A question. Is there more of an application that you're developing, or is it all video?
It is an application that we are developing.
Okay, so you're talking about YouTube. That's not a sufficient distribution medium, is what you're saying. You need an application hosting kind of and delivery infrastructure. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, so I'll give you an example. We are currently talking to one of the manufacturers here to develop a manual that would go on a LCD screen that is in the car, and to develop that and have a connectivity with the server, you require a different infrastructure. YouTube it's a great mechanism to host your videos and have anybody view it. But having the structure around it, having the context to that information, and being able to get to that information very quickly, being able to track who is using my information and doing an analytics on it, and receive, extract the value out of it, you require a structure, you require an application that encapsulates the information. So we are building that application.
Okay.
Okay, so, I have two questions. The first one, we started this 2 years ago. It is very much into concept selling. Every time we have to develop a prototype, show it to the customer. All we have done so many of them now. Customers still say, okay, can you do my products? Right? Can you do a forklift? Can you do a railway engine? Can you do this thing? And we have to invest our time and energy into doing this thing. So one of the biggest challenge for us is how to scale and grow this, right? And then of course,
so the best way to scale a business like this is to restrict how many things you do so that you do not reinvent the wheel every time. So this is why I asked you the question about what is the most prevalent use case in your current customer base. And by use case, I mean of all the different ways your customers are using your product or your service, which one, like is it training that is the most prevalent use case? Is it product information, product manual that's the most important use case? Is it marketing applications as the most important use case or most prevalent use case? And I would suggest that you align with that particular use case and really build a full sales process around that. And that's something, by the way, we teach very systematic sales pipeline development. It's something that we see a lot of entrepreneurs struggling with, and we have a very, very systematic methodology of how we, how we coach you to build your sales channel. So right now, there are a couple of things that you need to really focus on. One is figuring out where you want to position. What use cases, what applications, what kinds of companies do you want to position? If CAD is a big, win, if you are in your application, if CAD is something that you take advantage of, and if there is something specifically attractive about, your client base, they're looking for expertise in CAD and so forth, and then maybe you want to make that a part of your positioning strategy, and then go after customers who fall in that, that specific segment, and then really create a repeatable sales process so that you can knock out projects and clients as quickly as possible, as opposed to, going through and reinventing the wheel on hotels and blah, blah, blah. That's just not the right way to build this business. So if manufacturing, CAD is your sweet spot, we need to build a full positioning and, go-to-market strategy around that and develop the sales process around that. So that's my feedback on how to scale and grow. Funding options are, your funding options as far as venture capital funding or angel financing is none. However, except if you can find angel investors who are looking to fund services companies, that may be an option. The other real option, actually a much more interesting option, is receivables financing. These kinds of businesses tend to be financeable by banks through receivables. That's something that you can look into.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Great. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your feedback. Really, really appreciate it. And,
you're welcome.
Thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity as well.
Neha, you're up next.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
So I just up? No, can you go back to the first slide, please? Okay, so my name is Mitra Aronovich, and I have a company called Aronov Associates, which does product management and basically product creation, if you want a better word for it. I live in greater Sacramento area, about 100 miles from San Francisco in California. And I have been in my past a product manager for 10 years in Sun Microsystems in Menlo Park, where actually Sramana sits now. And since 2010, I started this company, and I'm going to share with you why I started this company here. By the way, I'm not born in California. I arrived in California, like most people in California arrive from somewhere else. And there is a reason they come here. Can you go to the next slide? So if you look at the famous Silicon Valley reputation that we develop technology, here are some numbers from Crunchbase. That's a free database that produces this type of data. So these data are since October last year, and you would see that in California, the company based in California have 5 times more acquisition listed compared to number 2, which is New York, and number 3, which is Massachusetts. And actually, the first 3 states have almost everything. Can we go? Okay, so I was going to say a bit more about the other slide, but you changed it for me. Can you go back a little? All right. So you probably would like yourself, why this is happening here in California? Is it the sun? Is it what? I think there is something specifically here about thinking big that does not exist in other parts of the country. Next, please. Next slide. Okay, thank you. So the question is, why did we do this Roundtable service? That's probably the best way to achieve greatness is to start through products. And product management is something that people sort of believe it's a function of the founder, or it's a function of a special department of product management, like in large companies like Oracle and Sun, that was the case. But in reality, if you look, every single successful CEO is nothing but a product manager. You take a product and you make the maximum out of it. So before even you write one line of code or making big investment, you should have a clear picture of what we will deliver and to whom. Who are the people who are going to buy that? And then you look at the product you make. Just looking at the presentation of Rahul before, and we had a few options. And Sramana asked, okay, what is your product? They give you maximum. Select the maximum value portfolio. It maybe be one niche, is going to be multiple niches that you make different products. We'll come to that later. And then there is no such thing as a product being ready. I'm ready, I finished, goodbye. You have a thing called here called lean machine. You have to continuously improve your product. You watch out the competition, you watch out the market, you listen to your customer. It's a continuous process. You can never stop doing that. Last and not least, you have to know who are you selling for. If you're selling to people whose psychology is opposed to whatever you do, then they will never buy them, no matter how many features they have. So you have to know a little bit the desire, the habit, the instinct, what is called the user experience. By the way, user experience is not just writing a good usability test and going to customer. That's part of it. User experience is really what the people feel about your product. If people don't like your product, they will never buy it. For example, a guy who is a fanatical of Apple will never buy an Android phone simply because that's his feeling, you know. So the last thing that we are here, we're trying to translate to you a little bit what this thinking big in Silicon Valley means. And we do that through our services that we offer companies. So can you go to the next one, please? Okay. So that's something I do often that I recommend anybody should do that. If you have a company, in my case, it's Sramana.com. By the way, this is a very informative website in which everything I'm talking here is quite well explained. You have to look at demographics. So before you approach somebody, I know you have a market, 500 million. You know, I am a graduate from the product management course at executive at UC Berkeley, Haas Business School. They've been told me, what's a market? Okay, $1 billion. Where is this $1 billion? I want to see it. Can I see it? No, you can't. So you better make you a list of people that you approach, and then you realize there is a potential for you to sell what you've got. So how do you select the people? Well, I have these criteria here that I look at the demographics, and I look at startups which are funded because they have to pay for our fees. Established corporation, or we can make arrangement, of course, but usually somebody who is funded or operating has got a cash flow. And then we look at the established corporation. We look at it, first of all, in US and Canada, because what we do is culture. You know, I mean, I lived in South America, I know the mentality over there, and I'm born in Europe, I know the mentality. But if I go to India, I cannot help because I don't know the mentality over there, and I don't know the culture over there, which is very important to do products. Now, then, after I identify a person, this is my criteria of doing. I ask things like, indirectly can give me a hint. Like, for example, did you read the Steve Jobs bio? Some people say, oh, no, not yet. It's on my plan. Maybe I'll read it next year or somebody. So that's not somebody, that qualifies according to my criteria. So I asked them, did you see the movie The Social Network, the one about Facebook? I said, no, it's too long, it's slow, I haven't seen it. Personally, I saw the film 3 times, and I know people who did the same thing, And you want somebody who is a bit fed up of the bureaucracy, especially in large company, right? You want somebody who wants to make a difference in the world. Not everybody wants to make a difference in the world. Some people are completely happy doing whatever they do right now. So these people respond to new ideas and dreams, and they accept ideas. Most people don't. You know, I mean, there's an anecdote here, baby, about Kentucky Fried Chicken. The guy who had an idea has a new recipe of chicken, and he went around and knocked at the door and said, I have a new recipe, secret recipe of how to make chicken. Everybody laughed, ha, 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 ha. And he got over 1,000, no, we don't want. Until one guy said yes, and most of the guys, you know, become millionaires, and you know the story of the business. Next slide. Can you? Okay. So, unlike other company presenting here, we cannot scale. It's just two people right now, and of course we can expand. And our company, in a sense, is an experiment. Our biggest mental block is that, well, product management, we have that. I work for Oracle. I know that I don't have thousands of product managers, and everybody feels they're threatened. Imagine that Steve Jobs would work for such a company, would never be able to create anything there, you know, because, you know. And then probably I can handle maximum 3 clients, and the next stage, if that happens, we will see how we're going to grow from there. There are many other possibilities, but I'm not going to cover them in this presentation here. And I've done some work with some people there on the website. Probably the most successful one has been with Bel Air Networks, which I did not apply all the principles that you see here. But eventually, the Bel Air network was sold to Ericsson. It's undisclosed the amount, but it is believed to be hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. The company was based in Ottawa, and there is a recommendation about me on LinkedIn from the CEO of this company. Ubercloud.com, which is somebody who decided to do high-performance computing on clouds, which was unheard of. Everybody has this huge supercomputing costing hundreds of millions of dollars. And all my ideas here are not totally mine. What I did, probably 95% of the idea that you see here comes from mentors that I have. And there is a complete list of mentors on my website. Next, please. Okay, so in order to offer our services, it's not that we offer separately everything. We offer a combination of whatever is shown here. So each service is described on the website. About portfolio management, I'm going to talk about it in the next slide, so I'm not going to talk now. Customer interviews is very important. If you don't talk to a customer, you don't know where you are, but we have our ideas how to do it. Creating desire and branding, I'm going to talk a little bit later on.
I'd like to interrupt you. So you were trying to build a product management consulting company. That's the net of all this, right?
Correct.
Okay, so let's move to what your questions are. Understand what a product management consulting company looks like. Let's go to what your question is.
I just wonder if you give me a chance to describe these 2 slides. This is important, the breakthrough portfolio. Okay, can you go to the slide before?
So I don't want you to go, I don't want to spend time on this right now because we have other people who who are asking questions and need answers. I think we understand what a product manager.
All right, okay, but just can you go back to the slide that we had? Is that the only one I'm going to talk and then I go to the end, okay? All right, so when you decide what product to make, for example, I saw the Rahul presentation there. He got when Sramana asked, which product do you think is the one that, which service do you think is the one that, you know, has got the biggest success for you, and why don't you focus on that one? What she does basically a portfolio analysis. There's about 3 types of products that you do, which they come from the people from Berkeley. That's where we talked about that. One is called derivative products, which is the same product, version 1, 2, 3, 4, version 10, and so on. You don't going to get market share, but you're going to stay in business. The other one are platform products. You know, you have a couple of products that basically serve the same customers and maybe enlarge them, like you have the accounting software for home, for business, for tax, and so on. And then at the end, you have what's called breakthrough products. And these are the breakthrough products are the biggest, the highest risk and the highest reward product that you can get. You have to think Google, Android, and Windows. It's a bit outside the sphere of the people participating here, but I just mentioned them that type of products have been produced only in Silicon Valley. I don't know anywhere in the world where products like this have been produced. Thank you. Next slide.
I'm going to move you to your questions, okay? I think we understand what you do. You tell me what your questions are. Remember, this is a strategy session. So I imagine that you came here to ask for help on something. So please tell me, what is it that you need help with?
Well, the first thing I wanted to get the message across, because I don't think of any other company offering something like this. So maybe I have to...
That offer project management consulting, product management consulting. This is, we have a whole, a whole offering of that in 1 million by 1 million. We work on go-to-market strategy.
Okay. I'm not intended to compete with you. Okay, maybe you do the same thing as well. But I want to tell you what the point of difference is here. I call myself a non-cliché. And it is the one that gives you this idea of thinking big, Silicon Valley, and take into account the customer feeling and the psychology of it, and taking the same effort, like, well, for example, the first part you do it too, which is a portfolio analysis, seeing which one is the best decision to go to maximum valuation and quickest success. And I do it into the form that's called...
Can you come back to what is that you need help with? It doesn't matter that there is a lot of competition. Lots of businesses have lots of competition. Assuming that you position yourself well, and since you're talking about product management consulting, you want to teach other people to do product management product management well. I imagine that you know how to do product management well. Do you know how to to build your business? That's the real question here. Can you build a business out of your expertise?
With all my humility, I'm saying to you that I have my doubts, and I'm trying to do that for a while, and I wanted to test this idea into an incubator like you and see how it is received. I don't pretend I have a winning strategy here. I know I am a bit different even than other people around here. So my question to you is, what do you think about it?
Well, the first question I want to ask you is that, how is it that you come to the conclusion that there is no product management consulting out there? There are numerous product management consulting, especially boutique, small product management consulting. Silicon Valley swimming with these kinds of people who do, one or two people product management consulting firms. There are numerous ones of these. So the question then is, how do you differentiate, and what is your sweet spot? Where are you really, you're talking about all sorts of things. Intellectual honesty matters. Yeah, great. Intellectual honesty matters. That's not going to help you sell your services. You need to figure out what is your core competency and who is the best target customer for that core competency. And again, folks, I'm going to talk to the group here a little bit, and those of you who are from Oracle and trying to figure out why your employer has recommended that you come here, is to understand what goes on in developing an idea, coming up with an idea, validating an idea, positioning an idea, and bringing that idea to market. Because you are then going to be participating in the Oracle 1M1M challenge, and those applications are due on February 20th. So by coming to these roundtables and simmering in this, atmosphere of products and new products and how to build a business and how to scale a business, what we are exposing you to is the thinking that goes in figuring out how to build your business and how to think about your idea. That's why Oracle is sending you here, to get exposure to that mode of thinking and that mode of analysis. And this is the philosophy of the 1M1M program, and I will talk about 1M1M a little bit later in the program once we finish the presentations, is to figure out, on a case study basis. So what you're exposed to here are a bunch of case studies, and then you learn the thought process of how to, strategize around each of these value propositions so that you can translate that learning and apply it to your own concept. This is the context in which you are here, and this is true about, one of you I think was asking about my article, my blog post, Failed Once, Trying Again, and it's essentially an invitation to entrepreneurs to come and present their experiences of why they have failed or what their analysis is and what they're doing differently, how they're strategizing differently so that we can put our heads together and help them succeed this time, okay? So this, some of you are struggling with the context of this program. Maybe you're here for the first time and this would hopefully help you. I'll take more questions later on in the program. So coming back to you.
Can I have a few words, or I'm finished? That's your decision. That I already said. I didn't say everything I want to say. So I'm going to say one more thing here. I've been a product manager in Sun Microsystems for 10 years.
Yeah.
You have this waterfall type of product management. You have a product manager is the one who the least power has into a corporation. You have director of product management, you have VPs of the whole thing. Everybody's vetoing you down. You can never develop real ideas in this type of environment here. So it is my personal experience that I did not like in Sun Microsystems. That's one of the reasons that Sun disappeared from the map and is now part of Oracle, is that we have to do a different type of product management, and this is the product management I'm trying to do here. Biggest stumbling block, one moment. Biggest stumbling block that I have is the belief that the product management is an insight.
Okay, Miha, we're going to put you on mute because I can't get you to listen. You just want to keep talking, and that's not why you're here. You're here to get some input on how to build your business. Now, here's how to build a consulting business. You need proof points. You need to find customers where you can prove your value proposition out. First order of business is to just find a few customers where you can really prove your value proposition out and fine-tune your methodology, and then take that and grow from there. But it seems like you haven't even figured out exactly who your customer base is. What is the positioning of, if you have experience in a certain kind of products in Sun Microsystems, typically consultants sell resumes, sell their own resumes and their experience of like, this is what I did and this is what I know really well how to do, and that's why I am a good person for you to hire to help you, think through what your strategy should be. You have to sell credibility, you have to sell experience, and you have to sell something that you have credibility around. So my suggestion to you is think about who are going to be your most likely first 10 or 20 clients, and go talk to these target clients and figure out what their need is and what you can offer to them so that you have a fit between your expertise and what they need, so that you can come to arrive at a project. In consulting you have to sell projects, and then you have to achieve certain specific things. You cannot paint broad brush strokes in the sky and think that people are going to buy your services for that, and I suspect that's what you're doing. The way you're going on and on and on and on about things, this is not how to sell consulting. You have to get really precise if you want to sell consulting. I did 10 years of consulting. I know a lot about how to sell consulting, and I can tell you from experience, the way you are, the way you're, basically rambling to some extent about very broad brush stuff is not going to let you sell consulting. That is my feedback, and that is my honest feedback. This is, by the way, folks, you have to have a bit of a thick skin here, because we don't tell you what you want to hear. We tell you what you need to hear. And this is why it's a working session. Okay, we're going to move to Sonia. And Sonia, I understand that you don't want to expose all your slides. So slide 2 is what you want to talk about.
Yeah, I just would like first to introduce myself. I've been working for Oracle for 6 years. I'm product manager for Fusion HCM, and I'm in an executive master in marketing in a French business school. In this framework, I have a professional thesis to be done for April. And I propose to recall a new product, which is a social network platform engineered for artists. So it's a new social network with a new experience for the users that help artists in their promotion.
So Sonia, let me give you one piece of feedback, and this is for all of you who are attending from Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
This idea that you're toying with is a consumer idea. It's a business-to-consumer idea, roughly speaking, right?
No, it's a business to consumer. Because I don't want to, my first customers will be major independent label, streamer, media player.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. So then I will ask you the question, does Oracle cater to this market?
I get your point. I talk about this with some VP at Oracle. This is why next to Tim, I have waiting for approval to put their name, and they think that it could be interesting. Yes.
So this is something that I'm going to advise you to go investigate at Oracle with the, with your management, as well as with the, Paulo Huvara, who is the main, executive from Oracle who is leading this program. You should run it by him, because I suspect that the projects that are going to win, that have the most, highest likelihood of winning in this context that is happening at Oracle, will be projects that align really well with the Oracle, business, whether it's channel, whether it's products. It's something that Oracle has interest in.
Yeah, so, I get your point. I do really understand why you are saying that. I talk about that with the architect of the social network platform, and this is why I think it could be it could be a good project. I understand your point, but I discuss with many people, and I think it could be interesting for Oracle.
So you are building this on top of Oracle's social network platform?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let you decide and do the due diligence on that. Then I'm going to give you feedback on the specifics of the project then.
Okay.
Which slide do you want to go to? This one, right?
No, the next one. Yes, this one, please. Actually, in terms of capital, what did you expect from us or from me?
So at this point,
yeah.
for the application, you don't need to identify anything. You don't need to identify human resources. You don't need to identify organizational resources, funding, nothing. That is why you're going through this process. So what you're going to do is flesh out your idea, and you need to go through the application form. And I will tell you a bit more about the resources that you can use in that process. We have a self-assessment module, which is effectively what the questionnaire is. that you're going to need to fill out in the application process, you should focus on that. If you can present a compelling idea that is, as fleshed out as you can get to it, you don't have to have it entirely fleshed out. This is why you're going to win. The ones who are going to win are going to have an opportunity to study with 1M incubation program to flesh out those ideas, to build on that, and so forth. So at this point, we're not expecting anything from you in terms of full implementation details. We are really looking to understand what is the business that you are proposing to build.
Okay. Actually, I check on your website the application, and it was the question that you indicated in your on your website. So maybe I don't have the right application.
You don't have the right application? Ask Susan Hoffman to give you Maureen can give you the right application link. Maureen, can you give us the application link in the public chat, please? It's basically, the application form is a series of questions, and the thing that you need to do is really, as best as you can, best of your ability, answer those questions to create your application.
Okay.
And then you'll need to derive a presentation out of that. I see a question in public chat. Michael is saying, we will only be given 2 minutes in the application presentations. I'm struggling to trim mine down to only what is essential. That's right. So, but the application is not 2 minutes, right? The application can be more fleshed out. The application form that you're going to submit can be more fleshed out. So remember, you're going to have to get to the finals. Only 20 people will get to the finals. So you need to submit a good application.
I will be in the finals.
Then?
I will be in the finals. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I wouldn't assume that, because there's a huge amount of interest from the organization right now. So there's going to be a lot of applications. So make sure you do. There's the application form, by the way. Maureen,
okay.
Public
so
chat.
I click on the link sent by Maureen, and in the question, in the list of questions, there is financing. What are your capital requirements to build a business? So what you are saying is that for Oracle entrepreneur, we don't need to answer this question, right?
You can answer, again, you answer these questions to the best of your ability. If you have a sense of what it would take, if you're using the base level Oracle platform, the Oracle social media platform, what do you access? Just do some back of the envelope analysis of what is it that you expect you will be needing. It doesn't have to be completely precise. Because you will be going through the incubation program to get to the granular, precise answers to all these questions. So everything.
Got it.
If we ask you questions about market sizing, you may not have the best fully fleshed out answer yet during the application. Try your best and try to win the opportunity to get the full incubation support so that you can.
I just want to try. I want to win. It's not the same. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. We can take more questions in a bit. Is Akshay Iyer in the call, Maureen? Yes. Akshay, are you on the phone? Michael, just submit your application in a Word or PDF format. Akshay Iyer, I see you on the call, but I don't hear you. I see you on WebEx on the screen, but I don't see you on the phone. What do you mean, okay? You're sending me a private message saying, okay. Are you on the phone or not? Are you interested in pitching or not? I see your slides on my screen. Michael, PowerPoint is okay. I recommend that you try to do it in a Word or PDF, and then the PowerPoint is what you're going to be presenting in the. If you get to the finals, the PowerPoint is what you're going to need to present at the final. But I suggest you use a Word document to do the Word or PDF to do the application. But if you're more comfortable with PowerPoint, if your PowerPoint is good, that's fine. I'm okay with that. It's not a problem. Akshay Iyer, are you in the call?
Yes.
Go ahead. You need to put your computer on mute. If you're going to be on the phone, the computer needs to be on mute. Otherwise, you're going to echo.
Okay. Just a second. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Clear. Go ahead.
I think last year I started this solar panel manufacturing company about 8 months back, and it was mostly from my own funds that I saved up in my company.
I can't understand anything you're saying. I don't know why. Something about your line is weird. Can people understand what Akshay is saying?
Okay. Myself, I started this solar panel manufacturing company about 8 months back, and it was this with my own funds. I did not use any other funding from any other sources.
We cannot understand anything you're saying. I'm sorry, we can't do the presentation if your line is that bad, because none of us can hear anything.
Okay.
So why don't you coordinate with Maureen? We're going to move on. Why don't you coordinate with Maureen, and perhaps you can dial from a clear line in the next call, and she'll give you a slot.
Okay. I'll call you back.
Thank you. Okay. These are the call-in instructions. Anybody who wants to call in can do that in dialing the toll number. So 650-479-3208, access code 664-634-530. Let us know in public chat that you're calling in and put your computer on mute. I will call when you let us know in public chat that you're calling. I will call for you basically so that you can unmute your line and talk to us. So while you're getting ready to dial in, let me also take you through 1M in a more detailed way on how I know a lot of you are trying to figure out how does this program work and why you are here and why in some of your cases why your employer has sent you here. I will go over all that in a minute. So I have a private message from Miha saying thanks for the opportunity and the feedback. I will blog maybe about the experience. What you say is partly right. So Miha, the point that I'm making to you is if you try to go and sell something that is too high level, no one buys consulting for high level philosophical advice. It is impossible to sell consulting in that mode. So you need to get really granular in identifying what your value proposition is. So before you can teach other people to do that, you need to do it yourself so that you can come up with a compelling pitch around which you can generate customer interest and close deals. This is your number one issue that you need to sort out. All right, I'm going to move on. We'll come back to questions again. Anybody can engage further with questions. We will have lots of times for Q&A. I'll just take 5-7 minutes to explain to you how to use 1M so that a lot of the questions that are circulating in public chat get taken care of. So 1M1M.com is the website where you will find all the information about 1 million by 1 million. What we are is the only global virtual incubator in the world, and our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs, or in some cases intrapreneurs, reach $1 million in annual revenue and beyond, build $1 trillion in global GDP and 10 million jobs. So this is the program, and this is why you are here, is because you are either an entrepreneur, either a practicing entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur, and you're trying to learn how to build a business. That's why we are here together, to help you achieve that goal and for us to give you, tools and strategies and advice to help you along in that process, in that journey. Now, speaking of journey, we have a series called Entrepreneur Journeys on the blog. You will find tons of case studies of how successful entrepreneurs have built their businesses. And it's a very interesting, very powerful way of learning entrepreneurship is, again, through case studies. We are big believers in case study-based learning. And that's what we're trying to do for you, is to give you lots of case studies and lots of, lessons from the trenches from entrepreneurs who have been successful, who have navigated the waters and the channels and the challenges that you are facing. There is a book series that has emerged out of the Entrepreneur Journeys blog series, and there are 8 volumes of Entrepreneur Journeys out there now. You'll find all of them on Amazon. The first 4 are available in physical and digital formats. It's both physical books and Kindle books. The last 4 are Kindle only. So at this point, we've switched to Kindle only books, and we are publishing at a very fast pace. Every month, we are releasing a book which is a synthesis of certain topics that we have gathered based on our work with these case studies. So each topic takes a, different cut, a different look at a specific, each book takes a different look at a specific topic. So bootstrapping and positioning, for instance, are cornerstone philosophies of the one-on-one methodology, and we have a couple of books in that area. Then we have bootstrapping using services, which is the recent book, the most recent book, and that one double-clicks further into bootstrapping and offers you a mechanism, another piece of the methodology that is using services to bootstrap a product business. So this is what the site looks like. You'll find lots of videos that answer your questions. And we have, we've been doing this for a while, so we know what questions you have. So there's all the frequently asked questions are available as featured videos on the website. We do these roundtables every week. We've had thousands of people come to these roundtables and use these roundtables to get feedback and, shepherd them, help them shepherd themselves along. We do these every Thursday, and you're welcome to come and ask any amount of questions. So anybody can come here and work on your challenges. This is a working session. That's why you're here. That's why Oracle is sending the Oracle Intrapreneurship crew here, is if you have questions, if you want to run something by me here, you can do that, and you're welcome to do that. These free public roundtables, on the website, we have a page for it, and you find the full schedule, the registration links and everything. You can register either to attend or to pitch. On top of that, we have the premium program, the one-on-one premium program, which is a $1,000 annual membership fee program, and it offers extensive methodology guidance on how to put one foot before the other in bringing a product to market. And that includes all the different nuances, and I will go over some of those nuances. What is it that you need to learn? What is really important in a moment? We deliver this to you in form of a powerful curriculum. We also help you with business development work. We help you with strategy consulting in this mode, the same format as you're seeing here, but inside of the premium program, we do members-only session, and because you have access to the curriculum, the discussions are much, much deeper. And we also help with financing and media relations. If you go to our website, you will find a link to the $1 Million Club. It will introduce you to some of the members of the program who are being incubated within our program and are achieving certain amounts of success. We also offer you an ROI analysis of the 1M1M value equation. So that's also on the website, quantifying the 1M1M value equation. Our analysis is that if you use the program the way we have designed it and the way it's meant to be used, you will be able to derive $375,000 plus 5 to 10% equity worth of value out of this program for just a $1,000 annual membership fee. And in the case of companies who are sponsoring their intrapreneurs to study with 1M1M, you have a really great deal because your employer is actually paying for you to study with the program. That's a real privilege. We also give you lots of orientation materials. So as soon as you come into the program, we will orient you on how you use the program effectively. This 1M1M self-assessment is a page available on the website. It's the navigation button is on the top brown navigation bar. I recommend all of you to go through it. It's actually public. It's a public questionnaire. It asks you the kinds of questions that you need to answer in fleshing out your idea. And those of you who are already premium members, you will have access to the curriculum modules that help you learn how to answer those questions. So we assume that you have knowledge gaps. Mostly people who are, especially people who are, you know, inexperienced entrepreneurs, need to deal with knowledge gaps. Entrepreneurship is a very, very steep learning curve. And we are trying to make that learning curve as smoothly, you know, climbable as possible and as efficiently climbable as possible. So part of that is our curriculum. And the curriculum is split into core and elective. And we deliver video lectures and case studies to teach you what you need to learn to put one foot before the other in your entrepreneurial journey. We've had, since 2006, we have hundreds of successful entrepreneurs come and participate in this case study program. They have been very generously sharing their journeys and telling their stories of how to put one foot before the other and how they have navigated their challenges. And we have synthesized all of this into a really powerful curriculum that you will now have access to. And this curriculum gets enriched every quarter. You know, we are developing case studies and bringing new people onto the program, new successful entrepreneurs and new case studies on, and we're learning from them, and we are bringing that learning to you on a regular basis, on a daily basis. So if you go, this is what the curriculum page looks like. The core curriculum has 7 different major topic areas: bootstrapping, positioning, market sizing, customer validation, financing, customer acquisition, and team building. Then you have an elective module, which is Web 3.0 and e-commerce, cloud computing and business solutions, outsourcing and consulting, mobile and social apps, healthcare IT, online education, gaming. These are the industry trends where we see lots of entrepreneurial activity. And other trends like big data, Internet of Things are part of the cloud computing and business solutions trend. So all of this is delivered in form of video lectures and case studies in a web self-service mode. You can do it at your own time. You will probably need to budget about 50 hours of core curriculum time and another 50 hours of elective time, but you can do it at your own pace. Whatever works for you is fine with us because we've made it a web self-service mode program. Our methodology is lean, capital efficient, bootstrap startups. So we will, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, we will help you and mentor you through the process to be able to achieve that in a capital efficient manner. Now, those of you who are getting to the point of actually launching a product and getting out there and letting the world know that you are there and you have something interesting to offer, PR is really important. And we know from our experience and from the experience of our entrepreneurs that it is very difficult for young companies to get media coverage. So we have a lot of clout in the media, and we give you access to our media cloud, and we provide you with tremendous amount of coverage. If you go to the press page, and under that there is coverage of 1M1 and premium members, you will get a feel for how much coverage we generate for our companies. We also have extensive presence in social media. So we give you access to our Twitter channel, our Facebook, our LinkedIn, and we teach you how to push your messages out to the world through our channels. Again, having access to big channels to publicize your message is very helpful, and we have, you know, institutionalized that capability and made it available to you as well. We give you access to our blog. You can get coverage on our blog. You can publish guest posts on our blog. Again, another big forum, very credible forum with very good, not only following, but also very good search engine metrics. So if you're there and you get good coverage, good search engine traction. That's also another way to get noticed. Getting noticed is really important for any product, any new product to come into the market. We have an affiliate program. Anybody who wants to be a partner of the 1M1M program is welcome to become a 1M1M affiliate. And if you want to talk about that, I will introduce you to Irina Patterson, who's the 1M1M person you can call and talk to, anyone who needs to. I will introduce you to her in a moment. Upcoming free roundtables. Every single week in February, we have free roundtables on Thursday mornings, 8 a.m. Pacific time. So feel free to go to the website and sign up to reserve your slot. Vision India 2020 is a book that I wrote aside from the Entrepreneur Journey series. This is the only other book that I've published on entrepreneurship, which is a collection of billion-dollar business ideas, mostly for developing economies, not just India. It could apply to Latin America, it could apply to Asia, Africa, whatever, but you could look at that as an idea generation tool. We have an incubator in a box program. This is what we are doing with Oracle, with SAP, and with Nokia, a whole bunch of companies, where corporations use the 1M1M program as their incubation program. And that's what Oracle is doing for intrapreneurship development using the 1M1M incubator in a box. So you are basically being offered an opportunity to study with the 1M1M incubator sponsored by your employer. That's why we got so many questions from Oracle today, because there's a lot of Oracle people in the room. All right, so we can go back to questions. The instructions for calling in are on your screen. I'm going to look. You can also ask questions in the public chat, by the way. And let me also introduce you to Irina Patterson. Irina, if you could please put your phone number, Skype, and email contacts on the public chat. There you go. Irina is the person you can call and talk to if you have any questions about joining the 1M1M program, the premium program. She will be happy to, help you understand the program in the context of your own situation and answer your questions. Now, Maureen tells me that Akshay is on the call. Akshay, can you speak so that we can see if we can hear you or not? Akshay Iyer? Oh? Okay. Looks like he has hung up. Fine. So the line is open now. Anyone can call in, or you can also ask questions in public chat or make comments, introduce yourselves. We're also very interested in the networking aspect of these calls. We love to hear where you're dialing from, what projects you're working on, how did you find out about 1M1M? Please feel free to introduce yourselves. Anybody? Seems to be a lot of people in the room. Jing Wang, do you have any expectation on the level of details or in the length of the application, Word, PDF? No. It really depends on how far and how deeply you can think through your idea and flesh out your idea and put that to some form of presentation, whether it's Word or PowerPoint or PDF, whatever. But we don't have any benchmark as such. We basically let you guys decide. And this is a program that is open to 8,500 people in Steve Miranda's organization at Oracle. And it seems like there's a lot of interest. So we imagine there's going to be a lot of applications. So it's going to be a fairly competitive. The presentation will need to fit into 2 minutes. That's right. You're going to have to be as crisp as possible to convey what you're working on in 2 minutes. But the application doesn't need to be 2 minutes. The application can be elaborate. And going through the application will also help you think through how you want to build your product. Anybody else? Any other questions, comments? You're welcome. Jing Wang, where are you dialing from? Rich Harriman, what is your advice for estimating capital requirements? You know, you need to estimate capital. Yes, I know which part of which country, city, which location of Oracle is what I was asking, Jing. So, Rich, to answer your questions, how to estimate capital requirements, I would say you should try to get a sense of how many people do you need in terms of human resources, how many, what you need in terms of, you know, infrastructure. Typically in software, the bulk of the requirements, capital requirements, are in human resources. You know, typically there's not a whole lot of other things that you need. You need computers and all that, but you have that normally. So, so my guess is your bulk of your capital requirement is going to be human resources, because you would be going to market through the Oracle channels. That's the assumption here. So you're going to be plugging into existing sales channels, but the bulk of the capital requirement, I think, is going to be human resources in developing the product. Okay, Jing Wang is from Burlington, Massachusetts, same team as Michael Kleeman. And Rich, where are you from? What location of Oracle? Virginia. All right, excellent. Anybody else? Questions, comments, introductions? Sonia, your idea sounds like a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, it is fun, really. It is fun, but it's a real business. It's fun for sure, but I target to. I target that. It is a true business for all actors in the value chain. I mean, for the artists, for the customer, and not for the and for the user in some way.
Right.
So yes, it's fun. It's I am guided by my passion. Is that correct to say that? Your
what passion? Yes.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to do anything when you're passionate about it. No question.
Yeah. So this is why I'm confident.
All right. Looks like there are no other questions in the public chat or on the phone. So we are going to adjourn the session for today. Remember, folks, we have roundtables every week in February. So please feel free to sign up and reserve your slot. Whatever help you need, we'll be here to provide you with that help all through February. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.